Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare
घोष्यते यस्य नगरे रङ्गयात्रा दिने दिने तमहं शिरसा वन्दे राजानां कुलशेखरं कुम्भे पुनर्वसु जातं केरळे चोळपट्टने कौस्तुभानां धराधीशां कुलशेखरम् आश्रये. When we met last time, we did the 25th sloka, where we understood that any activities that we perform, any karma we do, it has to be with proper jnana, knowledge. The karma without jnana does not make it as a yoga. Similarly, the jnana without karma doesn't make it jnana as a yoga, as a complete. Therefore, jnana and karma are part of bhakti. Therefore, bhakti has to be performed with action and with proper knowledge. And this is what we understood from the previous sloka. Āmnāya abhyasanāni aranya ruditam vedavrathāni anavvaham medascheta phalāni pūrna vidayah sarve hitam bhasmani tīrtānam avagānāni cha gajasnāna vinayat bhāda dvandvam bhoruhu samshrita vijyate devasa nārāyaṇakhyaṃ. That is, if you are performing any studies, scriptural studies, but you don't have understanding of why we are doing this one, then the study of scriptures, recitation of Vedic mantras is of no use. Likewise, when we are performing any sort of yaga, homa, yajna, and so forth, but we don't understand the purpose behind it, why we are doing what we are doing, then it is simply an exercise alone. Likewise, any charity work, purta vidya, when we do any sort of charity work or any other activities to the society, if we don't understand it is ultimately to please Krishna, it ultimately please the Supreme Lord. If we don't understand, then sarve hutam basmani, it is equal to just ash. There's no point in doing any of these things. Tirthanam avahanani, where we go to Tirtha Yatra, we dip into the holy waters, we do snanam, but then we don't understand why we are doing this, what is the glories of the water, how it's going to benefit me, then it's just a gajasnanam. That means any activity we do, it's minus of Krishna consciousness, vina, minus of Krishna consciousness, meditating on the lotus feet of Krishna, yad pada dvandvam bhorvu samshrutehi vijayati, we don't understand, it's all relates to Narayana, then it's of no use. It's not going to benefit us in any way. Therefore, we realize that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. We realize that Atma, we as Atma will never take birth, never die. Atma never take birth, Atma never die. It comes into existence and it disappears, it goes. What happens is only the body that keeps changing life after life after life. Even within the same life, the body keeps changing. So when we realize that we never have any sort of body, it's I am Atma. Atma is Nirantara, eternal, existing all the time, full of knowledge, but it's been diseased because of the purva karma. The disease that we are going through is also not to the Atma, by the way. The old age, disease, birth, and death is all related only to the body, not to the Atma. And when we realize that we are part and parcel of Krishna, I am not separate from Krishna, I am part and parcel of Krishna. Likewise, not only me, every living entity and also non-living entities, it's all part and parcel of Krishna. None of these things can exist without Krishna, Narayana, Vishnu, Madhusudana, Madhava. So we are all part and parcel of Krishna. We realize that this body is given to me as an opportunity to rectify my mistake and realize who we are, who am I, and then start engaging in devotional service to Krishna. So we realize that this body is given as an instrument by Krishna to serve him, and it parts. Serve him means Krishna as a whole, everything part and parcel of Krishna. We serve Krishna also means we also serve parts of Krishna, parts and parcel of Krishna. We realize that chanting is name, and engaging oneself in the service is the ultimate goal of our existence. Why we have existed? To purify ourselves by engaging in the devotional service and by chanting ourselves in the mood of serving Krishna. When we realize by chanting and devotional service, my heart gets cleansed and jnana gets eliminated. Because right now the jnana, the knowledge is covered because of my contamination, dirt that I carried for several years. And the clearing of dirt only takes place when we chant, when we get engaged in the devotional service. And when that happens, slowly that the dirt gets removed. Cheto dharpana marjanam bhavamaha dhavagni nirvapanam. So the same thing, Cheto Darpanam, the mirror of our mind is covered by the dust. It gets removed when we chant, when we get engaged in the devotional service. Then we realize that jnana mixed with bhakti will ultimately fetch the lotus feet of Krishna. Bhakti without jnana, bhakti without action, that is karma, bhakti without knowledge is not going to sustain long. But there are extreme cases where in the Puranas we see they have only focused on bhakti, they are not interested in jnana, they are not interested in any other karma. Those are extreme cases, and we are not extremes. We are not into that category. Therefore, we are common people. Therefore, bhakti, jnana, and karma are all go together, and it's important that we understand how we have to apply what we have to apply in the practice of Krishna consciousness. That is what we have covered in the previous sloka. Now, the Sankati, the connection from the previous sloka to this sloka is quite interesting, because whatever has been told in the previous sloka, Alvar is going to contradict in one sense. Where in the previous 25th sloka, Alvar said it is jnana that should go with karma, then it gives a result. Jnana goes with bhakti, and that gives a result. Whereas in today's sloka that we are going to see, 26th sloka, is going to change the program. It's going to change the program where he is saying chanting of the holy name, whether you do knowingly or unknowingly, it will have this effect. Of course, when you chant a holy name with a proper understanding of the meaning and relationship and everything, it has its own benefit. But nevertheless, even a person who chants without knowing the name, jnana, proper jnana, even that person will get benefit. That is the power of the holy name, nārāyaṇa-ākhyam. That is the power of the holy name. And that is what we are going to see in today's verse. Let's get ready. śrīman-nāma prōcya nārāyaṇa-ākhyam kēna prāpur vāñchitaṃ pāpinō'pi ha naha pūrvaṃ vākpravṛttā tasmin tēna prāptaṃ garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Ha, alas. Oh, in different language people say that, ha, like that, alas, I missed it, missed the opportunity, disappointment, alas, this happened to me. So, ha, that's how this ha has been referred by Alva himself over here. Ha, naha, pūrvaṃ, vākpravṛttā na tasmin. I will go to the details of the sloka, but just here, tēna prāptaṃ garbhavāsādi duḥkham. It is because of that mistake that I have done previously. Now, garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Now I am suffering. I have to go through the garbhavāsam. Vasam means residing or taking shelter in a garbha. Garbha means a womb of the mother, right? Womb of the mother, which is duḥkham. Therefore, I have to go through this one. We'll see why he's saying this one. But let's understand the meaning word by word and line by line meaning of this beautiful sloka one more time. śrīman-nāma prōcya nārāyaṇa-ākhyam kēna prāpur vāñchitaṃ pāpinō'pi ha naha pūrvaṃ vākpravṛttā tasmin tēna prāptaṃ garbhavāsādi duḥkham. śrīman-nāma, śrīmat means glorious, auspicious, greatest. śrīman-nāma, name, prōcya, to utter. Prōcya means to utter, having spoken this great nama, glorious nama. What is that nama? Nārāyaṇa, which is known as Nārāyana. That is the first line. śrīman-nāma prōcya nārāyaṇa-ākhyam. That is, a person who's uttered a name known as, the greatest name known as Nārāyaṇa, the glorious, auspicious name Nārāyaṇa, kēna prāpur vāñchitaṃ pāpinō'pi. Ke, who, na, not, prāpuhu, attain. Prāpti, the word called prāpti means to attain something, to the benefit or the goal to attain. Prāpti, prāpuhu, obtain or attain, vāñchitaṃ, desired. Who in the world has not obtained what they want to obtain? Even pāpinō'pi, even the sinners have attained whatever they want to attain by śrīman-nāma prōcya nārāyaṇākhyam, by chanting this glorious, wonderful name known as Nārāyana, by uttering this word Nārāyana. Anyone has benefited, even a sinful person has benefited. So, kēna prāpur vāñchitaṃ pāpinō'pi. Anyone who has attended, whether you knowingly you chant, unknowingly you chant, whether you criticize, whether you joke, whatever you do, it doesn't matter. What matters is whether you chanted the name or not. That's the benefit and beauty of the name. Even in the Srimad Bhagavatam, where we know Sishupal was calling out Krishna with so many different names. He said Krishna is a liar, Krishna is a cheater, Krishna is a thief, Krishna is a politician, Krishna is a womanizer, Krishna is Krishna. He was telling everything with a suffix adding to it, everything negative. So what Krishna took is, he removed the second part of the statement. He only took the first part of the statement. That is a liar, is a cheater, is a thief, is a politician, is a womanizer. All those things Krishna cut off. And he only took the first part. Krishna. Krishna was so great. He only accepted the first part of the thing. Second part, he just didn't even care about it. Even Shishupal got liberated. Therefore, whether you jokingly you do, unknowingly you chant, however it is, even at one point of time when Srila Prabhupada was on the planet, there was one article, they were criticizing the Hare Krishna movement so much. So a big article was written. Immediately one of the disciples of Prabhupada went and told Prabhupada, this man who came and interviewed us yesterday is given all negative things about us. Here's an article. You please see. And then Prabhupada said, okay, read this article. Let's hear what he has to say. And then he was reading, Hare Krishnas are like this, Hare Krishnas are like this, Hare Krishnas are like this. He went on and on and on and on, and one page full of blaspheming and criticizing and everything. And Prabhupada said, well, very good. This is a very good article. Can you count how many times he has written Krishna? Hare Krishna. So many times he has written Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna. And Prabhupada became very happy. So he chanted the name of Krishna. So that's what really matters. So the point here is not that we also start criticizing about devotees and chanting and so forth. Even if that's how we have to take. We don't go to the other extreme. At this point, even if a sinner can attained a benefit by chanting nārāyaṇa-ākhyam, then why can't a person who's sincerely chanting or sincerely attempting to chant can get a benefit? That's the point here. So when Āழ்vār is saying, tēna prāpur vāñchitaṃ pāpinō'pi, when Āழ்vār says this one, Kulashekara Āழ்vār says this one, we ask immediately, Āழ்vār, have you attained that benefit of chanting nārāyaṇa-ākhyam? The first two half of the sloka, you said śrīman-nāma prōcya, nārāyaṇa-ākhyam. You said this one, nārāyaṇa-ākhyam, so glorious, even a sinner will get benefit. But we know you are a great soul, Āழ்vār. What about you? Did you attain this one? Ha! Alas, ha! Alas, I did not. I did not. I definitely missed the opportunity. It looks like I definitely missed an opportunity in previous life. And therefore, I'm telling you, you do not miss this opportunity. Be careful. Be careful. Do not make this mistake again. So that's the third part of the sloka. Naha pūrvaṃ vākpravṛttā na tasmin. Naha for us, pūrvaṃ earlier or before. Vāk means speech, word. In other words, vāk and speech cannot happen without tongue. What he's saying is tongue, but he's putting as vāk. Vāk means speech, word. In other words, the tongue earlier, pravṛttā, tasmin, in that pravṛttā, engagement of that holy name, na, did not take place. The question we are asking to King Kulashekara is, what about you? You tell śrīman-nārayaṇa-ākhyam is greatest nama. Even sinner has benefited out of it. What about you? And Āழ்vār is saying, naha, ha, alas, naha. In my previous life, my tongue has not chanted the nama. How do you know that your tongue has not chanted in your previous life? Āழ்vār, how do you so bravely say this? Well, tēna prāptaṃ garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taken birth now. I've taken birth now. That implies that I failed to chant the holy name of Krishna in my previous life. Naha pūrvaṃ vākpravṛttā tasmin tēna prāptaṃ garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Tēna, therefore, because of that, prāptaṃ, obtained. I have now obtained. What did I obtain? Garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Instead of obtaining the lotus feet of Krishna, prāptaṃ, that is the real prāpti. Instead of obtaining the lotus feet of Krishna, what prāpti I got? Garbhavāsādi. The garbham means womb. Vasa means to dwell or to stay or reside in a place where there is nothing else other than duḥkham. That's all. In the place of garbham, there is duḥkham alone. So that is what the meaning, the word by word meaning and line by line meaning. śrīman-nāma prōcya nārāyaṇākhyam kēna prāpur vāñchitaṃ pāpinō'pi ha naha pūrvaṃ vākpravṛttā tasmin tēna prāptaṃ garbhavāsādi duḥkham. śrīman-nāma prōcya nārāyaṇākhyam kēna prāpur vāñchitaṃ pāpinō'pi. who is there in this world who has uttered the name of glorious name of Narayana and has not attained anything that they wanted in their mind. Now we are asking a question to Arvar. Do you, when you're telling this sloka, are you having someone in your mind? As anyone has ever such a sinner that you think of can even, you're saying that even a great sinner can attain a benefit by chanting Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam? Do you, is there any examples of those things, or do you have anyone in your mind that you're telling this 26 sloka? Our version, definitely yes, definitely. And we all know this beautiful story from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Yes, there was a great Brahmana who was great in his qualities, in his behavior, his submissiveness to his parent, love and care towards his family, his wife, and so forth. But over the period of the time, somehow or the other, he fell down from his position of being such a nice person into a degraded so much so, and that person is Ajamila. So Ajamila was a great Brahmana, but then he lost all his great qualities and fell into the clutches of a prostitute and became a slave of a prostitute and got many children out of this prostitute. And finally, even this person have attained the liberation in the very same life by chanting Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam. Therefore, he was out of dharma, he became adharmi, but then somehow or the other he was saved by chanting Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam. Therefore, you chant Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam even if you think you are, excuse me, I turned off my cell phone this time, like last time was too disturbing. In spite of turning off my cell phone, I don't know where the sound is coming from. If you're all hearing the sound, please excuse me. I don't have control of where the sound is coming from at this point of time. Let me continue. So the point here is, anyone can be no one can be as sinful as Ajamila. So such a sinful person, Ajamila, chanted Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam and then he was liberated. Now the biggest question even before asking this question, and this is exactly also mentioned by many other Arvas. Many other Arvas, they also glorified the chanting of Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam or any Nama of Krishna is so very important, especially Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam. Now, one may ask a question that if you do whatever nonsense you want, you do all sinful activity, you break the rules, break the promises, everything, and then you simply at the end of the life, you simply chant Narayana, Hare Krishna. Will that be okay? It sounds like there is a loophole in the system. That means anyone can behave however they want. When they die, they simply have to say Narayana and then they'll be liberated. That's not what it is. That's not what it is. But we have to analyze Ajamila's story little in detail. Ajamila was a sinful person, but then at the time of that, something which is happened, anugraham, a special causeless mercy happened, where is chanting took place, and the chanting gave him a benefit of its name because of one thing. At that time, what happened was he chanted, not only chanted, the chanting became more effective and attracted the name, the personality of the owner of the name, Narayana, because there was sadhu samagamam, association of the devotees. That is what has accelerated the life of Ajamila. If the sadhu samagamam, if the association of the devotees was not present, it would have been not that effective. Therefore, at the time of death, where he was going to die, he chanted. But then, at the same time, there was association of the devotees. Who are the devotees? Well, Yamadutas were also devotees of the Lord. Vishnu Dutas were also devotees of the Lord. Vishnu Dutas are the direct servant of the Lord, whereas Yamadutas were indirect servants of the Lord, who were serving the servant of the Lord. Yamaduta. Therefore, because of the sadhu samagamam, the association of the sadhus, he got the anugraha, the mercy. Because of the mercy of the devotees who are present over there, he was given a second chance. That is an important point. Therefore, we cannot simply say that I'll do anything, whatever I want. At the time of death, I'll simply chant Krishna's name. Well, how do we know that we'll have the association of the devotees at the time of death? We may be dying on the street. We may be hit by something. We may just, anything could happen to us, minus association of the devotees. Therefore, it's more effective and more nicer than we leave our body in the association of the devotees. We will be blessed if we can have that part of thing happens in our life. காவலில் புலனை வைத்து கலிதன்னை கடக்க பாய்ந்து நாவலில் தழுதருகின்றோம் நமன் தமர் தலைகள் மீதே மூ உலகுண்டுமிழ்ந்த முதல்வா நின் நாமம் கற்று ஆவலில் புறமை கண்டாய் அரங்கமா நகருளானே. This is a beautiful method. Some of you may be new to these language. We went to Tirupavai by Andal, which is written many years back, 30 passages. Likewise, out of 12 Alvars, there's another Alvar called Tondaradi Pudi Alvar. His story is so very beautiful. It's very relevant to us also. Tondaradi Pudi Alvar. Tondar Adi. Tondar means servant. Adi means feet. Pudi means dust. The Alvar name itself, I am that Padadhuli. In simple words for everyone, it's called Padadhuli. There's one Mataji by name called Padadhuli who lives in Houston. Wonderful devotee, her qualities and everything exactly the way she is represents her name. That is, I am servant of dust at the lotus feet of the devotees. Padadhuli. What a beautiful name. That's exactly what is in Tamil called Tondar Adi Podi. Tondar Adi Podi. Podi means dust. Adi means feet. Tondar means servant. I am the servant, the dust at the lotus feet of the servant. Tondaradi Podi Alvar says, காவலில் புலனை வைத்து கலிதன்னை கடக்க பாய்ந்து நாவலை தழுதருகின்றோம் நமன் தமர் தலைகள் மீதே. Naman Tamar, this is the word. Naman means Yamaraj. Naman means Yaman Tamar. The servants, Yamaraj and servants of the Yamaraj, Talaigal means, Talai means head. I step on their head and walk bravely, majestically to go to Vaikunta. To go to Vaikunta, if you want to go some place, if your building is on the top, you want to go to some top floor, then you climb on top of the staircase and you go up. What Alvar is telling is, I'm going to Vaikunta. By my step to step on is the head of Yama and Yamadutas. I step on their head and walk to Vaikunta happily. Mudalva, in Namam Katru. How can you speak so bravely without fear of Yamaraj? Because I chant the name of Narayana. Mudalva, nin namam katru, avalil pudavai kandai, arangama nagarulan. See, this is being offered to Śrīmannāma, where he says, I chanted Ranganatha, I chanted your name. Therefore, I am not fearful of this Yaman, Yamadutas, and any of this. I step on their head and come to a place of Vaikunta. So this is a beautiful way. This is nothing but, this is how Ajamila was also doing the same thing at the time. This sloka, this pasturam that I just recited also remains of Ajamila's story. There was another person called Shatrabandhu. Shatrabandhu was Kshatriya by birth. He was Kshatriya by birth. But then somehow or the other, he got degraded. He became so bad in his behavior like this person also. But then he also attained moksha by chanting the name of Lord. By chanting Katrabandham, same Alvar says, Tondaradi Alvar says, Moondru Tudaya Peral, Katirabandum Andre Parangadi Kandukundan, Itane Adiyar Anarku, Irungum Nam Aranganaya, Pittane Petrum Ando, Perevil Pinangum Are. He says that Moondru Tudaya Peran, nārāyaṇāya. So when I chant the name of Nārāyana, மூன்று துடைய பெறான் கத்திரபந்தும் அன்றோ that means Shatrabandhu. Even he has attained the moksha. Even though he got degraded, he also attained moksha. Therefore, there's another story. These stories are coming from wonderful literature called Vishnu Dharma. Tondaradi Podi Alvar, written a Pasuram, which is called Tirumāla, and Tirumāla is based on another literature called Vishnu Dharmam. Vishnu Dharmam is a beautiful another literature where there are a lot of nice stories are there. So in the Vishnu Dharma, these stories are there. Anyway, there was another person, there's also a story from Vishnu Dharma. There was another person who was a Brahmana, and then he, like Ajamila, he misused all his properties and everything, and somehow or the others he's been rejected by everyone. He was living by himself. All he had was one cow, and he was attached to this cow. But then he had one servant, and the servant took just to take care of the cow. But this person, Brahmana, one day he happened to come across a sage who was passing through that place. So he fell at the feet of the sage and he said, "My dear sir, somehow or the other I have fallen from my higher state. I am in this situation. Everyone has rejected me. I have no one, and I'm done so much sin, and I don't know what is the best way that I can rectify all my karma sins. What prāyachittam I need to do so that I can attain Krishna. It may take several lifetimes, but still, can you please help me so that even after 100 lifetime, at least after 100 or 1,000 lifetime or million lifetime, I can go back to the Lord." And the sage asked, "Well, what do you do?" And Brahmana said, "I do nothing. I just have a cow, I have a servant, and I'm quite attached to the cow. And I always ask my servant Govinda to take care of my cow, and that's all I do." So, well, then you don't need to really do anything. Go back and continue to the way that you are. That's good enough. The Brahmana got really shocked. He said, "Really? I just have to continue the way I'm doing now?" "Yeah, you simply have to do the way that you are. Just go back and continue doing, and you'll attain moksha. Not next lifetime, 100 lifetime, 1,000 lifetime. This very lifetime, you will attain moksha." This person was a little bewildered, but respecting the sage's word, he just went back. The point here is that the Brahmana appointed a servant, a boy whose name is Govinda. Because this man was attached to the cow, every single time, "Govinda, did you wash the cow? Govinda, did you feed the cow? Govinda, did you graze the cow? Govinda, cow has been taken care. Govinda, what are you doing there? Govinda, come here, cow is calling you. Govinda, 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 Govinda." Throughout the day, he was simply chanting Govinda, Govinda, Govinda. That's all he was chanting. And that person also attained the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. We can see nārāyaṇa-ākhyam, this glorious name known as Narayana, śrīman-nāma prōcya. By chanting this name, even a pāpinō'pi, even the sinful persons have attained the supreme benefit at the lotus, that is the lotus, attained the lotus feet of Krishna. Now, I want to bring up to your attention a beautiful conversation that took place between Yamadutas, Yamakinkaras, that is Yamadutas, and Yamaraj. This conversation, you are all so very familiar with Srimad Bhagavatam, where the Yamadutas goes back after being chased away by Vishnu Dutas. They all run to Yamadutas and they have a conversation. That conversation we can find in Srimad Bhagavatam. But there's another conversation that took place in Vishnu Purana. This conversation is a conversation took not from the sequence of Ajamila. This is totally a different conversation where Maitreya is asking Parasara, the sage Parasara, that what karma that one has to perform. By performing that karma, this Jivatma doesn't have to suffer in this world anymore. What is that thing that needs to? Soham ichchami tat shrotum yamasya vasavartinaha na bhavanti nārāyaṇa tat karma katayasyami. He is asking, I want to know, my dear sir, I want to know what is that particular karma which will make us not to face Yamaraj, because we are all going to face Yamaraj. But is there anything that I need to do now that I can adapt, that means so that I don't need to go and suffer? Na bhavati nārāyaṇa tat karma katayasya me. I don't need to go to Naraka Loka to face Yamaraj. Is that anything that you can tell me? Parasara Muni, he says, yes, there is something that I myself heard, and this conversation took place between Bhishma and Nakula. Bhishma and Nakula. Nakula asked a similar question to Bhishma Deva, and Bhishma Deva told that thing to Nakula. When Bhishma Deva said, Bhishma said, very good question. I asked a similar question to someone else, and then I'm going to narrate what I heard to you. So that is what Jat Yamakinkarahi yo abhut samvadaha tam bravimine. Therefore, there's a conversation took place between Yamaraj and Yamadutas. That time, Yama is saying that this is a beautiful sloka where he says, where it says, Swapurusham abhikshya pasahaktam vadati yama kila tasya karnamule, where Yamaraj is calling Yama Kinkara, come closer. He said, come closer. Everyone come. In the Karnamule, he said this message in the ears of the Yama Kinkara. He didn't put a mic speaker or any of those things. Oh, I know the answer, I'll tell you the answer. Rather, he said, come closer. I cannot speak loudly. Come closer. I got to tell you in secrets. This is a secret matter. Let me tell you. Come closer. Show you. Yes. Parihara Madhusudana Prapanna Prabhu Aham Anya Nunam Na Vaishnavanam. Where he says that those who have taken the shelter of Madhusudanam, those who have taken the refuge in Madhusudanam. Remember, Parihara, Madhusudana, Prapanna means Sharanagati, Prapanna means Sharanam, refuge. Those who have taken refuge at the lotus feet of Madhusudana, Prabhu, Aham Anya, I am not master for them. Prabhu Aham Anya, Runam na Vaishnava. I am not the master. I am not the controller of the Vaishnavas because they have taken shelter of Madhusudana. Oh, really? So those who have surrendered to Madhusudana, that is Krishna, then we don't have control. That means if you don't have control, Yamaraj, that means even we don't have control. Of course, if I myself don't have control, what can you do? Better don't go to them. It's dangerous if you go to them. If you go to them, you and I will be fired out from the job. We have to be laid off. We have to look for another job, and no one will give us a job because why? Because of our bad record. Because of bad record, therefore, better be careful not to go to the Vaishnavas. Do not approach them. Now the Kinkaras is asking, Kataya mama vivo samasta dhatuhu bhavati harihi kalo yadrushya asya bhaktaha, is asking, Kataya, how do we identify Vaishnavas? You said we should not go close to the Vaishnavas. How do we identify Vaishnavas? Can you please elaborately tell us the characteristic of Vaishnavas? Na chalati nija varna dharmato yaha samamatihi atma sugrut vipaksha pakshe na harati racha hanti kinchit uchchaihi sthita manasa tam ave avihi Vaishnava bhaktam, Vishnu bhaktam. He said, one who does not move away from his duties of whatever the varna and whatever ashramas they are. They follow their varna ashrama system correctly, rightly, to their best. And one who is varna dharma, yaha samamati atma, he who is equally disposed towards himself, his friends, his enemies. He does not, sugrutu vipaksha pakshe na harati, he does not steal anyone's property. One who does not steal anyone's property. He does not, hanti kinchit uchchaihi stitaha, he does not hurt anyone. He does not speak anything which hurts others. He does not kill any being. Such a person who is steady in mind and pure in mind is called Vishnu Bhakta. It's called Vishnu Bhakta. Kali kalasu malina yasyana atmana vimala matihi malini krutu tam enam manasi krutu janardhanam manushyam satatam avihi arhi ateva bhaktam. Then he goes telling that Hari Bhakta. I'm going to tell you that important thing. Please understand, those devotees of Krishna, Hari, Madhusudana, Narayana is pure by heart. They don't have raga and dvesha. They don't have attachment. They do not have dvesha, hatred. Such person, they can be fixed. They are fixed in contemplating, in focusing their mind towards Janardana. Their mind is always contemplating on Janardana. Kanakamapi rahasi avikshya buddhaya trunam miva yaha samavaiti vai parasum bhavati cha bhavati ananya chetah. This is beautiful word. Bhavati cha bhavati ananya chetah purushvaram tam avihi vishnu bhaktam. One who has all these qualities, characteristics, Vasudeva will reside in them. If you have these qualities, Vasudeva resides in them in their pure heart, because they are free of jealousy, they are free of defects, they are equal to everyone, they are not interested in anyone's property, they follow the Dharma Shastra, they follow their Varnasana Dharma, they are pure in conduct, they are equal to friends and enemies, they speak no harsh to anyone, they think good for others. In this way, when the person is like that, then Vishnu, Tameva Vishnu Bhaktam, Ananya Chetaha, therefore Vishnu, Vasudeva resides in that person. My dear Kinkaras, listen carefully. Bhava Sharanam Itirayanti. Now he goes, says it. Now he goes and he says, next is that person who was called out to Narayana says, my dear Lord, I am yours. You are my refuge. I surrender unto you. Yevai vaje bhata means that bhata means kinkaras, the servants of Yamaraj. Dhuratrena tan apapanna. Keep away from them. In fact, if you see Vaishnavas, run away. Don't go close to them. Because if at all the Lord sees that you're going close to Vaishnava, your head will be chopped. But if at all by mistake, somehow or the other, you came in the proximity of a Vaishnava, you don't know what to do at that point of time, do parikrama, to circumambulate the Vaishnava, fall at his feet, and then run away from the place. Do not stay any further over there, because it's dangerous. You will be out of job, or you'll be chopped off. You'll be chopped off. Then when Yamaraj said all this thing, the Kinkaras were wondering, well, looks like there is some story behind it. Have you experienced anything that where hearing the name of Krishna, hearing the name of Narayana, people got delivered like this? Mudgalanum namamum mudgalanum pesa naragil nindraargal ketka naragame swargamahum namangal udaya nambi. This is also by Tirumalai, by Tiruputtan, the Tondaradi Pudiyalvar. He says namanum mudgalanum pesa. Naman means Yamaraj. There was another person called Mudgala. Pesa means they had a conversation. While they were conversing, Mudgala and Naman, Yama and Mudgala were conversing, Naragil Nindraargal Ketka, who were in Naragaloka, there are all the Naraka, the sinners who go to Narakaloka to be punished, they were all listening the conversation. All they were doing is listening the conversation that took place between Yamaraj and another person called Mudgala. Who, due to the sins, whatever the mistakes that you've done, you come to the hell, and the conversation is happening between Yamaraj and Mudgala. Naragil Nindraargal Ketka, the sinners who are in the Narakaloka, they were overhearing the conversation. As they were hearing the conversation, Naragame Swargamakum, Mahum, Namangal Udaya Nambi. And then what happened? This conversation took place between, let me tell you the conversation. What happened is that the Mudgala arrived at the door of Yamaraj, and Yamaraj was asking about Mudgala, why are you here? What are you doing here? Why you have come here? Because obviously you have done some sin, so much sin you have done, therefore you are here. And don't you know, you could have avoided seeing my face. You could have easily avoided to come to my place and look at me face to face. You could have avoided this one. Why you didn't do this one? Śrīman-nāma. If you had simply chanted Keshava Kleshanasanaha, Keshava Kim Tvaya. Why, my dear Jivatma, why you didn't chant the name of Keshava? If you had chanted the name of Keshava, Kleshanasanaha, would have removed all the kleshan, all those things that you have. Anadikala karma, everything would have gone. If every karma has gone from you by chanting the name of Keshava, you wouldn't have taken a ticket to come to Yamaloka. You and I shouldn't have having a conversation like this. That is the glory of name of the Lord Keshava. You should have done Namanum Mudgalanum Pesa. As they were having this conversation, after the conversation was ended, Yamaraj turned over to go to his rounds, like rounds. The supervisor comes on round, the head doctor comes on round, the superintendent, the police, the officer in the jail, prison, he comes on rounds. Likewise, Yama also goes on rounds every day to see if everyone is being chopped off nicely, everyone's being fried nicely, everyone's pierced nicely according to their karma. Make sure the Yama Kinkaras are doing their job correctly for what they're getting paid for. So he goes on rounds. After Namanu Mudgalanum Pesa, after the conversation was took place, and he turns around to go for rounds, when he enters to go into the Naraka to see if everything is going on fine, a Naraka was empty. Naraka was empty. There was no one person. Everything was empty, total empty. And he was surprised. What happened? The thing that all they did was, even while they were getting buried, even they were getting fried, even when they are getting hurt in such a way, they were overhearing the conversation of the glories of the holy name of Lord Narayana, of Keshava. All they heard was, by the way, then they didn't even chant Govinda, 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 Keshava, 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 Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. They didn't even chant. This is the amazing thing. They didn't even chant. All they did is, Naragal Nindrargal Ketka. They just heard the holy name. Just heard the holy name, the glories of the holy name. What happened? Narakame Swargamahum. Narakame Swargamahum. Swarga means heaven. Naraka means hell. Narakame Swargam means the Naraka became Swarga. Narakame Swargamah. The Naraka became Swargam. How? Namangal Udaya Nambi. Nambi is another beautiful name of Krishna. Narayana. Nambi means one who has all the wonderful qualities, is called Nambi. Nangai is also the feminine of Nambi. Anyway, Nambi means one who has all the good qualities. Namangal Udaya Nambi. Nambi, the Lord who has all the wonderful qualities. His names depicts all his wonderful qualities. By hearing the glories of the holy name, the hell has become heaven. Therefore, I'm telling you, I called you close. Why did Yamaraj called all the Kinkaras close by and then spoke all those things through the ears? Karnamule, Kila Tasya Karnamule, Yamaha, Vadati means to speak, Vadati Yamaha, Kila Tasya Karnamule. He called all the servants, said, hey, be careful. If you see anyone chanting the name of Krishna, don't go close to them. Don't go. Even a madman chanting the name of Krishna Narayana will get the benefit. The madman mad people, crazy people does not know the meaning of the name, but they chant. Even they get the benefit. And what to speak of those who chant the name of Krishna, with understanding the full meaning of name Narayana. Śrīman-nāma. Here, one important point that to be mentioned here, Narayana, the name Narayana, there are a lot of details to this particular Nama, Narayana. I'll just touch one aspect of it. According to Panini, the grammar, Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam is a proper noun, is not a common noun. I'm just going to touch a little bit on this one because this is self a topic by itself. Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam is a proper noun, not a common noun. First of all, we need to know what is common noun and proper noun. So common noun means city is a common noun. Ocean is a common noun. Man again is a common noun. Whereas Indian Ocean, it is not a common noun, it's a proper noun. It's specifically an ocean by name called Indian Ocean. Bay of Bengal, it's proper noun. It's not a common noun. You're specifically telling this is Bay of Bengal. That is on the ocean side. Likewise, you take fruit. Fruit is a common noun. Whereas your apple, mango, banana, these are proper nouns. We are specifically telling what fruit this fruit is. Likewise, Shiva, Rudra, Indra, Brahma, all these different names are all common noun, can be applied to anyone and everyone. But the nārāyaṇa-ākhyam is a proper noun. It only applies to that personality, a personality himself called Narayana. His name is Narayana. When we say Narayana, it indicates that one person alone. Of course, Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam has different various other meanings also. One who lies on the water, one who resides in everyone's heart. Many meanings are there. Rudhi, Yugyartham. There are two types of arthams, Yugyartham, Rudhyartham. Again, let's not get into the details of these things, but in short, the message is the Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam identity cannot be applied to anyone and everyone like any other nama. Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam is only for that person who's Narayana himself. Anyway, coming back here, śrīman-nāma, not just Narayana. Why he says śrīman-nāma prōcya nārāyaṇa-ākhyam? He could have told Narayana as a great name, but śrīman-nāma. Why śrīman-nāma? Because when you go in front of Narayana, Narayana is not an ordinary person. He is a great personality. He is supreme absolute truth, Brahman, where he will start seeing all the good. What are the good things that we have done? What are the bad things we have done? Especially he focus on the bad things that we have done. When we go in front of Narayana, he says, how can you be qualified? Excuse me. How is that you're qualified? Because you've committed so much sin. You are a sinner. Because you are a sinner, you cannot come over here. That reminds me of another Arva's beautiful conversation with Lord, where Arva is asking that, my dear Lord, please give me moksha. And then Lord is somewhere in Vaikuntha. He said, well, how can I give a moksha to a sinner like you? You are a sinner, I cannot give. You are a papi, I cannot give you moksha. And Arva said, well, I understand I'm a papi, but why don't you are a merciful one? Why don't you show your greatness by giving me moksha? Well, if I start doing this one, then I have to do this for everyone. You are not only one person who's done sin. There are so many others. Then if I do this for you as an exception, then every other sinners will come and then I have to do the same thing to everyone. Then where is the concept of punishment, karma, and all those things? Therefore, I'm not going to liberate you. Sorry. And at that point of time, Arva says, then, my dear Lord, you're saying I'm papi, which I also know that one. Why don't you do me a favor? Why don't you please come in front of me and say that I'm a papi? That's all you need to do. And the Lord says, whether I come in front of you and tell papi, or whether I'm staying in Vaikuntha and telling you that you are a papi, how does it make a difference? Well, I understand there's no difference. At least the simple request that I have, just a simple, humble request. Why don't you please come in front of me and call me I'm a papi? That's all I'm really requesting. Why don't you do this for me, please? And then, okay, this guy is too much. Let's do this one. So the Lord of Vaikuntha comes in front of Arva and he's going to tell that you are papi. The Lord stands in front of Arva, and Arva is looking at the beautiful form of Lord Narayana, and Arva is saying, now you tell what you want to tell about me. You said I'm a papi, please go ahead and tell. And now Narayana is going to tell Arva, you are a papi. At that point, Narayana is saying, Arva, you are a pa. That's it. He could not finish P at the end. Why? Vidyate hृदये granthihi chityante sarva samsaya chityante teshe karmani drishtam paravari. Paravari means when drishtam paravari means when you see the Lord eye to eye, all your papam is gone. When papam is gone, you are no more papi. Vidyate hृदये granthihi, all kalmasham, all doubts, unwanted attachments, and doubt, everything that we have, everything is gone. When we have darshan, drishte paravare, that supreme Lord, when we have drishtam, when we have I saw the Lord, all is destroyed. Therefore, the Lord could not call Arva as you're a papi, is stuck. And at that point of time, the Lord understood how Arva has tricked him. Of course, the Lord knows everything. This is all his Leela. But how Arva has tricked him. at that point of time. Likewise, when we go in front of Narayana, Narayana is going to ask question, oh, have you chanted? Are you good? Or you done good karmas? Have you done this one? Have you done karma yoga? Have you done bhakti yoga? Have you done jnana yoga? What have you done that you're asking for liberation? Therefore, it is better not to go in front of Narayana alone. We have to go to the Lord when he is śrīman-nāma. That means when the Lord is with his consort, Radha Krishna, Sita Rama, Lakshmi Narasimha, Lakshmi Narayana, śrīman-nāma. That means Sri, when Sri is present with Narayana, the Narayana becomes blind because he is in love with Sri, because his love for Sri blinds him to see the other truth. What is the other truth? That we are sinners. Because his love to Lakshmi covers his eyes, like even the Lord has cataract. Cataract means the thing that covers our eyes, right? So if you have cataract, you cannot see things properly. So it is said that Lord Narayana has cataract problem when he is right next to Lakshmi Devi out of his love. That's how we have to understand. Don't start questioning and thinking, how can the Lord have cataract? How can he cannot understand the truth? How can he fall in love with someone? It all sounds material. Please do not understand. This is a different altogether bhava. Therefore, the Alvar says śrīman-nāma. When we go in front of the Lord, when he is with Neela Devi, Sri Devi, Bhudevi, Radharani, Sita Devi, Lakshmi Devi, we are guaranteed to be accepted. Well, all these things are correct. But Alvar, what happened to you? Why have you not attained yet? Ha! Alas. That's where the second half of the sloka says, right? Ha! Alas. Naha pūrvaṃ vākpravṛttā na tasmin tēna prāptaṃ garbhavāsādi duḥkham. I failed to do this in my previous life. Therefore, I have not used my tongue to chant the name of Narayana. I have gone to the garbhavāsa duḥkham. Why you say duḥkham? Garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Is it really so terrible to be born and be in the garbha? To reside in the garbha, is it really so difficult, duḥkham? It is definitely very difficult. Well, we can read from Śrīmad-Bhagavatam 3rd canto, where in the 3rd canto of Śrīmad-Bhagavatam, it's very clearly says the conversation took place between Kapila Muni and Devahuti, the son and the mother are having conversation, where he explains the sequence of what happens right from the time of conceive, a married woman who conceives on that night where the energy of the man and energy of the woman mixes together, the sperm and worm mixes together on the first day or the first night of union between husband and wife. On the 5th night, the mixture ferments into a bubble, small bubble. On the 10th night, it develops into a small plum, like a plum, right? Like a small plum. On the 10th night, it develops into a small plum. After that, it gradually turns into a lump of a flesh or a size of an egg. And in the course of a month, 1 month over, a head is formed. And on the end of the 2nd month, the hands, feet, and other limbs takes its shape. On the end of the 3rd month, nails, fingers, toes, body, hair, bones, skin started appearing. These are the things that start appearing, and slowly also the eyes, nostrils, ears, mouth, anus, that takes place. Within the 4th month from the date of conception, then the other part like the lymph node, blood, flesh, fat, bone, marrow, and all those things comes into existence. On the 5th month, that is when the fetus, the child within the womb of the mother, start feeling hunger and thirst at the end of the 5th month. And at the end of the 6th month, that child which is covered with this womb start moving slightly. At that time, it start moving at the time. And this baby within the womb of the mother get nourished by whatever the mother is eating and drinking. If the mother is eating spicy chili pakoras, that's what it. If the mother is eating cold ice cream, that is what is impacts and affects the child also. Therefore, whatever the mother is eating, if whatever she is drinking, whatever thing, that's all goes to the child, and the child has no choice to tell. When we are all inside the womb of, now that we say that I need paratha, I need khichdi, I need halwa, I need this one, I need pizza, I need pasta, we tell all those things. In the womb of the mother, when we were there, we had no choice to express, Mom, stop eating the chili pakoras, it's burning me. Stop. Mom, just don't pour that cold drinks, milkshake. It's shivering. I don't even have a comforter. I don't even have whatever chadar, nothing to cover me. It's so cold. Please don't bring such cold things, right? So it's when you use the bitter thing. That's also, therefore there are a lot of difficulties in the womb when we are present there. And also there are so many other things which around us may also torture us in a terrible condition. We eat bitter, we eat pungent food, we eat cold food, we are salty food, we are sour food, we are hot food. All those are intolerable for us. And that's how we are inside the womb. At that point of time, we start remembering the Lord, what condition I'm in. I'm in a cage, put in like a bird is put into the cage. The bird is put into the cage. Likewise, I am also put into the womb of my mother, this body, without any freedom to move. It's so uncomfortable. There's not that much space left to move inside. But somehow or the other, we try to move our body like this and like this. Eyes are closed and bent like, in a U shape. The baby is bent like in a U shape, upside down. The head is upside down. So it's a terrible condition. At that point of time, the child will start remembering garbhavāsādi duḥkham. It's duḥkham. What a terrible condition I'm going through. This is all happens the 7th month, by the way. What am I going through? This is terrible. At that point of time, the Jivatma start praying to the Lord, my dear Lord, let me take shelter at your lotus feet. Somehow or the other, because of the mistake that I've done several lifetimes, I've taken birth again into the mother's womb. Please, my Lord, I'm surrendering at your lotus feet. Please help me so that I can be released. I just want to be released. I don't even want to get out of this place. Inside the mother's womb only, let me be delivered. I don't want to come out and live for some period and then go through all this childhood, youth, toddler, child and youth, and being a man or a woman, young man or a young woman, an adult man, adult woman, and then come to a middle age and old age and then die. I don't want to go through any of these things. That's a long way, and I already went through that several lifetime, my dear Lord. Therefore, I don't want to come out one, even though it's difficult, gastric fires and burning things. My dear Lord, do not deliver me out. Let me be delivered here itself. Soham, Bhagavatam says, Soham vasan api vibhuhu bahu dukkha vasam. Bahudukka vasam. This is exactly the words that Jivatma speaks in the womb of the mother when we are all present. Those who are blessed, by the way, not everyone also pray this thing. Those who are blessed, they would realize their condition like this. They pray Bahudukka vasam garban. In the garbam, Bahudukkam. It's not an ordinary dukkam. Bahudukkam. My dear Lord, therefore, I wish to depart right away inside this room. I don't want to be delivered. Please help me. But at that point of time, you're already close to 10 months, 10 months, 9.5, 10 months. Already you're close to the delivery date. Doctor has given a date and everyone is excited. And your father and mother, if it is in this country, you find a gender and if the boy, you buy all the blue color stuff. And if it's a girl, you buy all the pink color stuff and got everything. Your grandparents have already arrived from India and they brought the gold necklace, chain, and small bangles, and they purchased all those things what they need. Your uncle has sent something, your brother has sent something, your sister has sent something, dresses, everything is ready for the baby to be delivered. At the point of time, the baby is telling that I don't want to come out, my dear Lord, please do not get me out. At that time, Shadha, Shadhari, Shatam. There is a particular Vayu, the Lord says Shatam. There is a Shatam, that Vayu comes and hits the head of the baby, and that pours the water break, and the baby comes out from the mother's womb upside down, that the head comes. That is natural birth. When the feet comes out, it's quite difficult challenges. Therefore, natural birth is where the baby's head pushed out, because it's quite interesting. The Acharya says, if the legs comes out, he will jump out and stand straightly. I can stand on my own leg. I can do aham Ishwara, aham Ishwara, I am Ishwara, I am so bogi, aham Ishwara, and he start thinking he is great. Therefore, if he comes, he's not coming and standing on his feet, rather is coming back, that is reverse, that his head comes. That means for him to realize, hit on his head. He's going to fall and hit the ground. Understand, it's not going to be pleasing. It's not going to be wonderful. It's not a green place where you can have nice things over here. You are hitting your head on the ground. Problems are there. At the time the Vayu comes and hits the head, he forgets every prayers that he did inside the womb of his mother. He said, "What? I am your servant. I am suffering here. I made the mistake. My dear Lord, do not take me out of it. Let me die here. Take me back to you." All those things is forgotten. The Lord make him forget by this Vayu, hit by the Vayu. He is pushed upside down by the wind, and he comes down. As soon as he starts crying, and the parents and father comes there and takes the baby, and the grandparents are there, uncles are there, who are there. Look at the baby's nose, it's like your father. Look at the lips, it's like your aunt. Look at the ears, it's like your sister. And there will be a lot of conversation goes on how the baby looks like, and the baby is still not opened the eyes, but we're hearing all this conversation building now. Oh, who's talking is my mother, who's talking is my father, this person must be my uncle, that must be my older brother, 2 years old, whatever. He just start connecting himself or herself to the people outside, and that point he get attached to these members of the family, new family members, and forget all the prayers that he did inside the home. Garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Therefore, this garbhavāsam is not pleasant. It's painful. I don't want to go through this garbhavāsam one more time in my life. If you don't want to go through the garbhavāsam one more time in your life, what am I supposed to do? Well, very simple. You chant the name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Govinda, 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 Madhusudana, Madhusudana, Keshava, 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 Nārāyaṇa-ākhyam. Chant the name of the Lord as much as possible. If you chant this name of the Lord, do not worry. Even if you are a papi, do not worry. Even if you are a papi, by chanting the name of the Lord, by engaging in the devotional service, the traces of pāpam will be removed, your karma will be removed. By doing this one, everyone will get benefited. If you don't do this one, it will be like me. You have to garbhavāsam again. You have to go through this duḥkham. śrīman-nāma prōcya nārāyaṇa-ākhyam kena prāpur vāñchitaṃ pāpinō'pi nah pūrvaṃ vākpravṛttā tasmin tēna prāptaṃ garbhavāsādi duḥkham. Alvar Tiruvadigalai Sharanam. Thank you all very much. Forgive me for any offenses. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna,
very much.
Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare